Shabbat Shalom, everybody. This is Rav Shmuel. Hope you're doing well. So, this is Zot HaBracha. These are the blessings. And this is basically the last Torah portion that we read. And it is a Torah portion that is not read on Shabbat. So, it is the Torah portion, being the end of the Torah, that we read on Simchat Torah. And when we do this, we read to the end and then we roll the Torah, or in our case, we use another Torah that is rolled to Genesis and we start anew. So, in my mind, this is very fortuitous. The name of the Parsha is Zot HaBracha, and these are the blessings. And Moses is basically doing what Jacob did at the end of Genesis. He is going through the tribes and he is giving them blessings, wishing them well because he is about to leave and go pass on in an undesignated location because we don't want his tomb to be a shrine where somebody may start a whole new sect or, God forbid, a religion, that worships Moses and not God. So he goes off. And, there's also the discussion as to who wrote this. If Moses is going off and we're hearing the rest of it and Moses went off, et cetera, did Moses write it knowing what's going to happen to him? Or did Joshua, who he designated as his successor, and he did this in front of everybody so that there'd be no question about that, um, write it? Did Joshua write it? So I said that the Zot HaBracha, these are the blessings, it's very fortuitous. Look at what's going on in our world right now. Yes, we Jews have endured about 2,000 years of persecution and oppression, sometimes some locations worse than others. We have just come through 2 years of a horrible time in our existence where Israel was attacked by terrorists. Innocent people were slaughtered in the worst way. It was popularized all over the world. And the world, instead of sympathizing with us, as they did at least during the Holocaust in World War II, they turned it around and blamed us for it, accused us of genocide, and said that this was a fitting end for these people since it was us, the Jews, the Israelis, that were oppressing an innocent set of people. Those of you that know me personally and maybe even professionally and have seen my broadcasts, my video logs, know my stance on Israel. I'm a very staunch supporter of Israel. That does not mean that I don't want peace. I do. But at the same time, we have to look at reality. We know that right now, there at the time that I'm recording this, it looks like that we are on the brink of peace. We are on the brink of at least a ceasefire, if not peace. We are on the brink of a ceasefire in the Gaza conflict that perhaps will lead to peace. So I'm tying this in by suggesting that these are the blessings that we see today. We're seeing blessings where maybe we'll see an era of goodwill. Who knows? The problem, of course, is that there are still people that wish evil upon us. Now, when Moses gave these blessings to Israel, to the various tribes, it wasn't the end, and it certainly was not the end. In fact, it was the beginning, because Israel then had the task of conquering, taking the land, conquering it, and then settling it. And in a sense, this is what's going on right now. Not we've conquered, we have prevailed. We have brought a lot of these terrorist groups, we have either depowered them or we have totally eliminated them. And that's a good thing. Those are some of the blessings we're looking at. When our ancestors conquered the land, they were surrounded by enemies. There were peoples that did not appreciate the fact that here was this new people in the middle of the known world of the civilized world at that time. So they had their challenges. In fact, the book of Joshua, which is the first book of the section of prophets, is followed by the book of Judges. Judges were part prophet, part general, and they arose when the need came, when our people were attacked, because at that time Israel was a loose confederation, not just of tribes, but even of clans within the tribes. So there was somebody that needed to bring them together. If we look at what's going on in Israel today, and even in the world, we are a separated people. There are people in Israel that don't like the government. I mean, no surprise there. There's always that, right? You know, but even in our country, Jews are divided. There are Jews that staunchly support Israel, and a lot of that pervades into who's running our government. Then there are Jews that do not support Israel, and that also is followed up and interpreted and moved into whether or not they support our government or not. What bothers me about it is that we're all Jews and we're also all Americans, and I've said this before in some of my sermons. We can disagree, but there is a point where that disagreement needs to stay civil, and unfortunately, it has not. There are Jews against Jews in this country. Now, I guess, maybe I'm the wrong person to talk about this because I have some very strong opinions about this. And maybe this isn't even the place in doing my Devar Torah where I should even discuss it. But you know what? Our Torah is full of conflicts, Jew versus Jew. Look at Korach, right? This guy arose. He was challenging Moses and Aaron's leadership. He had Levites, ministers on his side that wanted to see him be the high priest and have his family as the succession. There is a section, there was a couple of chapters at the end of Judges, and I invite you to read it, where it was tribe against tribe. The tribe of Benjamin, it was like against the rest of Israel. So, unfortunately, being a stiff-necked people, this is nothing new for us. And this is why Moses has spent the last part of almost all of Deuteronomy warning us. United we stand, divided we fall. What happened after the reign of Solomon? He ran up this humongous debt. The tribe said, "We're not paying that. We didn't sign up for this monstrous temple." And they succeeded. And in fact, not only did they succeed from Israel, they succeeded from our religion. So this is nothing new. But the thing that seems to be consistent and constant is that when we have these issues with each other, and again, the saying, three Jews, five opinions, whatever it is, okay, whenever united we stand, divided we fall, and we have fallen. This is what happens when we go against each other. So we have to find a way to come together. Now, some people support the government in Israel. Some people don't, and that's okay. That's everything. But there are ways to affect change. You can't go off and be violent. You can't go off and we can't fight our brothers and sisters. We have to be committed with this. We have to support our land. Now, of course, again, some people may say I'm subjective, but when I see that there are Jews that blame Israel for this, I just, sorry, guys. When I see people that want to go on social media and just not associate with people that disagree with them, I can't stomach that either. You can disagree with me, that's fine. We can have a discussion. I'm always happy to talk about things. That's me. And I hope that's you too, right? Because again, we are about 2% of the US population, and we're barely a blip on the world population. We have to stay together. And fortunately, we have people who are not Jews that are supporting us. And thank you to them too. Let's not forget that, because we need that support. Okay. May you all be blessed. as Moshe Rabbeinu blessed the tribes, may you all be blessed for a new year. Um, we are still, God is still watching us, and it's until Shemini Atzeret when we get in, God decides who, to seal us in the book of life. May you all be sealed in the book of life. May you all spend 5786 fulfilling commandments. Shabbat Shalom, good Yantif, Shana Tova, and thank you.